Hey, everyone, it's David here. So with Surplus Institute, so there is approximately $100 billion of unclaimed funds in the United States right now, and there's approximately 50 billion in state and 50 billion in mortgage and tax overages. So the question is how do we start looking into state unclaimed funds and where do we start finding our list? And what I typically do is I download these lists and I work them and I try to make a commitment to get so many deals per day, per week. Actually, to be honest, lately I've been trying to bring in money every single day in addition to my regular business efforts, which is tough. So what I do today, and today I'm filming this on April, actually no, it's March 30th. It's gonna in 6 months. So 6 months would be September 30th. I should receive a paycheck somewhere around then and continue to receive a paycheck every single day that you do the business and you successfully get a claim or a check. But let's look into state unclaimed funds because I get asked this question a lot. And I'm going to look into some states where you could go into and find unclaimed money. So I'm opening up my browser here and I'm going to jump in online. Curious, how much money is on unclaimed funds? Okay. So in Texas, there's 344 million in unclaimed property, according to the Texas Comptroller. It has returned 4 billion to its rightful owner. So it's looking at my location. It's looking where I'm at, probably. States have 70 billion in unclaimed assets. I just said 50 billion. This is higher than what I just stated. And this was February 1st of 2023. And my data that I got from there is a couple years old. There is unclaimed money in the United States. If anyone tells you there's not, they are lying. In fact, I have a book that I often share. One of our coaches on staff had recommended this book, and I found it on Amazon. It was a few bucks. It's Douglas Index registered to next of kin, heirs at law, and cases of unclaimed money advertisements. And there's tons of cases in here. But like every single time I open this book, I could read a case. It has indexes of people with unclaimed money where you could go through. It has workshops of unclaimed money, and this is 150 years old. And I find stuff in here all the time that's really interesting. A lucky policeman received an intimation that he is entitled to a legacy of 13,000 pounds. Now, this is 150 years old from an entirely unexpected source. 201,000 pounds gone begging. That means they're looking for this money. They're looking for someone to find it. Letters of an administration to the personal estate of Mr. William Heathcote. I think it's Heathcote, late to Moorcroft House, who died on June 12th, last widower without child or parent or brother or sister, aunt, uncle, nephew, or niece or cousin, or any other known relative in state, have been granted to the solicitor for the affairs of Her Majesty, a treasury, and his successors to the office to use Her Majesty at the value of the personal estate amounting to upwards of 201,000 pounds. Now, I'm just curious. Let's just go to Google. I've got to find this. This has US cases and UK cases. This would be worth 19,866,396. Let's just see how much this is worth in US dollars. I'm curious. So let me get to what I was going to do today. So let's go back to my good old friend Google and let's just see how much is paste in US dollars. I'm just curious. I should put cryptocurrency. That is $21 million worth today with inflation. Imagine someone passing away, which I've seen claims out there for millions of dollars and there's no relatives listed. You can't find anyone. It's just crazy. There's even a lady in Long Beach who had passed and she had no relatives that we could find. And she had 3 or 4 uncashed cashier's checks. Each one were $70,000 to $75,000. It's just crazy on what happened. So let's get into how we could start working this, how we could start using this as a business. So let's say I go to my good old friend Google or whatever, and I want to work unclaimed money in Mississippi or Texas. I could just put unclaimed money in, and you could do whatever state you want. Okay, so it's unclaimed money, state of treasury at Mississippi. Okay, so what I would do is I would click here. Let's see what it takes me to. So I could view, I could search, and I could claim. Okay, so you're going to learn, search, and claim. Okay, so how do I make a claim? You click here to make a claim. It takes you that information. Here's how you work with the claim. Now, here's where I want to go. I want to go down to the fine print, and I want to look at questions. Okay, so how to claim Unclaimed Property. It's going to be somewhere in here. It's probably going to be how to claim. Let me go back to the home page here. Let me see something. How to make a claim, frequently asked questions. I'm looking for locators here. They're usually toward the bottom if they're somewhere on here. Okay, right here. I received information from a claim finder who said that they could help me get my property for a fee. Should I use them to help me file the claim? Now, you want to make sure that the state allows people to be heir finders. A person may file a claim without the assistance of a paid claim finder. We are happy to assist you and help you avoid any fees from claim finders. Claim finders may charge a maximum of 10% for their services. Okay, so this tells me that they work with claim finders. However, I've just broke the ice and I found one state that works with claim finders. I don't see a list on here and I don't see a list of unclaimed property. That's what you're looking for. So what I would do is I would contact them and I would ask them if they had a list. So what I would do is write down, here's the phone number. I would call them directly and say, hey, I'm looking for a list of unclaimed property. Now, let me give you some basics here on talking to government employees. How many government employees do you know that love their job and love going into work every day? And they, unfortunately, a lot of people have done a lot of bad things in unclaimed money. I've seen it happen. I've heard about things happening. I was working a case in Florida not that long ago. This was tax overages. And the lady that I was working with, the one deal I was working with, she had quick claimed it to a company for $10,000. They got about 200,000 on the claim. They knew it would. What they said is, "Hey, let us catch up on your payments. We have $10,000." And they went ahead and gave her 10,000, which I'm surprised they gave her that much. They took over the property. They never made payments. They let it go up to foreclosure. And unfortunately, in that case, who's ever on title gets the money. And in that case, they got the money and they got the 201,000. Anyone would give a $10,000 investment for a $200,000 return. It's absurd. It's how many times, what is that, like a 2,000 ROI? It's just ridiculous. But let's get back onto this and say you want to claim for Mississippi. I would call and I would talk to the court clerk and I would just say, do you have a list of unclaimed state funds in the state that I can look at? And if they say why, you don't want to say, because I want to be an heir finder and help people get paid. What you want to come back and you want to say is, because this is public information. I'm doing some research. I understand there's $70 billion of unclaimed funds in the United States. I'm doing some research and I would like a list. They should give it to you. Most states do. Some states don't have it. And that's a state, unfortunately, you cannot work. So that's the first thing I would do. And then you can only get 10%. So I would work nothing under $10,000. And I would start off with about a $10,000 claim. I would get my first person paid very small. Now, let's just unclaimed money. Let's search. Okay, so let's say I'm looking for unclaimed property here, and I just go with my name. Oh, come on. Oh, I thought they had no David Churches in here. Okay, now this is another thing that you want to be aware of is, do they give you under or over $100 on the list? I think they give out a printed list, and I might be mistaken, but with the property ID. But let's say if it was like this, I would look for, see if I could find the holder and the information from the holder, because if you can, then it's going to get, because what I do is like life insurance issues, like higher claims than a paycheck or something like that. Like someone didn't pay you and they submitted a paycheck in. So you want to make sure you get the right claim. And what you want to do is contact the person and you want to say, hey, did you know that you have unclaimed money here and can I help you find it? You want to follow the script. I have videos and videos on script, but basically what I do is I call up and I just say, this is David Church trying to reach Jared. Jared, I'm calling you about the, and let's say it's a Bank of America claim. I'm calling you regarding the Bank of America account at 115 Bruce Circle. Just want to confirm that that was your address and you remember this account there, and go over the information with them. Again, I don't call up and I don't say, hi, how are you? I had someone do that to me the other day. I've been getting a lot of calls lately for business funding and do I want to fund my business, which I'm always looking for extra funding. I always am, but at the same time, I'm not like, yeah, like let me go and fund it. I mean, I do properties, I do flips. Heck yeah, I'll always use business financing, but hi, how are you? It's like, why do you care? Well, yeah, I'm kind of concerned about you. No, you're not. Don't give me that. Now, I like it when people call me, get right to the point. That's me. So I call people and I get right to the point. This is David Church trying to reach Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I'm calling you about 620 West Kempster Street. I'm calling you about a Bank of America account that's gone dormant at that property. Are you familiar with this? I'm a state funds locator. I do this for work. With your permission, can I assist you? and I'd like to assist you and get you paid on this. And they don't have to work with you, but again, you want to build that rapport. And that's one of the biggest objections I get from people is, well, what if they go around you? Well, deal with it. I had it happen just again recently. It happens all the time. But if you look at my YouTube channel and you look at some of my other social media, my Instagram, I get plenty of checks out there that have paid out and that are paying out. And I'm very happy with what I've done. So I'm not going to worry about one person going around me. What I'm going to worry about is not getting a deal for the week or not getting multiple deals and not getting paid out. That's what you need to worry about. Now, Mississippi is not the only state out there you could do, and I'm a little familiar with California. You can go to California. Now, California is taking forever to pay out. We are having to submit claims. I would not recommend starting in California. The one good thing I will say about California is that they will pay you directly. They will totally pay you directly and they'll pay your claimant. That is nice. That's one of the great things about California. In fact, California and Florida are the only two states that will do that. But let's say I'm working California unclaimed state funds, and I jump on the California unclaimed state funds, and then on this one I could search for unclaimed property. Now California, let me see something here. It's been a while since I've been here, so search for your property. Okay, that's going to take me to the main page. I want to download a list, which they have here somewhere. Investigators. Okay, here's all the things you need to read this, get familiar with that. Download prop. Oh, here it is right here. So 500 and up. If you have a Mac, it won't go to numbers. I don't know if they fixed it or not. I had to actually buy and download Excel because they don't work with our Mac doesn't really work with those kind of numbers. There's tons and tons of claims. Let me see if I can just pull it up here really quick. 500, it should show. Let me see here. Okay, right here. So you want to go to the third file because it has the highest claims. And I have not worked this in a long time. But you should be able to see the spreadsheet that's populating up on my screen right now. And it's taken a little while. It's a lot of data and I've had this closed for quite a while. There's hundreds of thousands of claims on here. And again, you want to start off with one roughly about 10,000 and then you want to work from there. And again, if my computer ever loads this and you've got to register with the state, it's real simple. They don't send you a confirmation. Then when you email them a confirmation, they usually say, yeah, you're confirmed. Some states you have to register. Some states you have to get a background check. Like I believe in Texas, you have to get a background check in order to work unclaimed funds. Okay, that is still uploading. I don't know why it's taking so long. Let's look at one more state here. So let's say I want to work Texas state unclaimed funds, see if that's still having an issue. Yes, I have a million tabs open up there. So in Texas, again, you could check here. You either have the ID or your first and last name. Search unclaimed property, check the status, upload documents. Holder reporting information. A holder is the person who has the claim that submits it to the state. The holder will go ahead and, like, say it's Bank of America. I think in California it's 2 years if they have not heard, might be 3, but if they've not heard from their client or their customer within that parameter of time, then they have to turn over to the state. So like, and it could even be a mortgage auction. Like it happens, and within a vicinity of such a length of time, it never gets called or reported. Then you have to go and turn that claim over to the state is what you have to do. All right, so let's look here. So check the status of a claim, how to claim a property. Okay, so they give it to you here on how to claim a property. Frequently asked questions. A company has informed me that they escheated my funds to the state. I thought that was going to be a company that's contacted me. And I've worked deals in Texas before. What you want to do is come in here and look. Okay, right here. It was right below that one. Should I work with a company that has contacted me about my unclaimed property? Or can I work directly with you? You may contact our office or to conduct a search of a property in your name. If we locate funds, we can assist you at the beginning the claim process. You may also use our search form and our research department to help you conduct the search. You will not have to sign a contract with a private company to claim your money. Air finders or asset recovery companies must be licensed by the Texas State Department of Safety Private Security Bureau. Their fees cannot be more than 10% of the value of the abandoned property recovered, including all expenses incurred. Okay. Do you charge for your services? No. So again, and I know a little bit about being an air finder, and I do know that they have to be licensed by it. So you just want to make sure that you comply with the rules and that you are licensed to go ahead and do that. Again, every state has different protocols. People always ask me what are states that I would avoid. I would avoid Florida because you have to work under either a private investigator. Now, my lawyer has contacted me. My lawyer that I do my tax overages with, he has contacted me and has said, "Hey, I would like to do state funds in Florida. Are you willing to go ahead and work and recover funds for me? I will split the fees with you 50-50." And eventually I'm going to try to get that where it's more like a 60-40 or even a 70-30, probably 70-30, because I'll get him 3 or 4 claims a week. I'll clean up on this. And I'm like, absolutely, let's go ahead and do this. So you have to work with either a lawyer or a licensed PI or even an accounting firm and to do that. And maybe you know one, and that's good to do. New York, I don't think they give you the amount, so I wouldn't work New York. Typically, the West Coast states are a little more friendlier than the East Coast states, so kind of keep that in mind. But find your state, work your state, and start getting paid. I mean, there's like seven. I thought it was 50 billion, but according to that one article, it was 70 billion, and it's constantly going up. And people have money. I can't tell you how many times I've handed somebody a check, I've given someone some unclaimed money. They have no idea that they have this, and they're forever grateful. It is so cool. I have someone I'm getting paid in California, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but what I'd like to do is fly out and personally hand them the check. And you watch them melt, you watch them break down crying. It is the most rewarding thing you can do with anybody. I mean, it is incredible and it is great. So, anyway, this is a little bit about finding people, being an air locator, air finder. I hope this helps. It's not that hard to get into. There's billions of dollars of unclaimed money in the United States. You can be an air finder, you can be an air locator. Work at it consistently. Don't just make one call. Look at it and table this. You got to treat this like a business if you want it to be a true business. Hey, everybody. I'll see you on the next video. I appreciate you watching. Thanks again. And do me a favor, if you like this video, can you give it a like? Can you also tell me, like a lot of you are saying, hey, we want more information on how to do like some of the hands-on how to do state funds, or we want some more of that, which inspires me to do videos like this. Let me know in the comment section what you'd like. I will take note of it and get it done. Thanks for watching. I'll see everyone around.